Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of the Triple Trio, and it's an absolute treat to be looking at all things Hong Kong racing and also through the lens of global racing, and we do it with this unbelievable team with Clint Hutchins, the best form analyst in the business, and the man who's in the Hall of Fame in both Australia and New Zealand is with us in Raymond Shane Knight. You brought a friend to work today.
Well, absolutely, Richard. And he was on fire last week. Shane, great to have you here.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Unfortunately, the only reason I was here, a good friend of mine passed away Tuesday, so I stayed for this. Had a few things, but it's nice to be in the studio.
It's brilliant to have you here, mate. We've got a lot to reflect on because these two boys in particular had an outstanding week last week. Check it out.
Another horse that's only had the one run, it was Lucky Ranger, of course, for Mark Newnham. Yet another one with Mark that looks like it's got a nice future. And I think with natural improvement, he'll be a tough one to beat.
But Lucky Ranger at the 200-metre mark, put away King Prophet, put away Aero Volanic. Aquaman's making some ground, a place chance at best because they're all chasing Lucky Ranger. He's holding Aero Volanic, and Lucky Ranger too good.
I'm going to go with the numbers on top from Speed Dragon.
But it's numbers lifting in the lead. The further they go, the better he looks. Speed Dragon, Ching Ching Glory, but numbers.
I'm going that first form line. I'm going to stick to this form line.
It is Emblazon and Kaying Attack with Emblazon just in front of Kaying Attack. Line up for third. Geez, in good form this horse, and so too's Jerry Chow.
I'm going to go Flow Water Flow. I think Karma's racing all right in stronger races, and the worry with him is the pace in this race. There just doesn't seem to be pace, and he'll need it, and of course Dazzling Fit. But you could have 5 picks in this race and get it wrong.
Oh, well, we won't be getting it wrong. I can assure you of that. That's why we've employed you two to make sure that we get it right.
Dazzling Fit, Karma's running on strongly. Flow Water Flow through the centre. Big finish coming up. Flow Water Flow and Karma, the two, they come to the post. Dazzling Fit third.
Absolutely brilliant work, and that's why I put the lucky jacket back on, because I feel like that this was the reason why that you two were in such great form. Hey, well done to you, mate. That was absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at the premierships at the moment. And a guy that I know, Shane, you've had a lot to do with, Mark Newnham, is on top at the moment, but Hazy and also Casper Fownes aren't far away.
It's interesting this year. There's a lot of people that can, or trainers that can win. You know, John Sires has got a very good chance still also. Any one of them can win. It's going to be close. It's going to go right down to the end, I think.
It's good for the Australians because I know Shane's in the house. Yeah. So we need to sort of pump the Aussies up, you know, because we get the Kiwis all year beating us. So it's nice that we've got a good couple of Aussies going well.
And a damn good Aussie jockey at the top there. In fact, a couple of them, Zach Purton is off and away. And that battle for the podium, Huey Bowman there sits second.
And Shane, Jerry Chow probably the most improved this
season. He's riding well. I think he's had 8 winners the last 24 rides. What he's actually doing is, if you watch him, from the 700 to the 400, he's not panicking and he's not coming out, he's waiting, and the runs open up. Might cost him a race now and again, but he rides more winners by being patient than not. He's going well.
We're going to find you a stack of winners. Saturday meeting at Sha Tin is worth noting as well. Now, Ethan Brown is our very special guest. We were thrilled with that news that in the back part of the season, Ethan Brown will be there for a 4-month stint in Hong Kong. That is epic. The Whirlpool Racing, we've got racing at Saudi, the Saudi Cup, but also the Group 1 Lightning Stakes as well. The Idol, the form files with Sweet in Defeat is absolutely in good form. And also the Happy Valley Track Walk Part 3, we're talking about barriers, but also rail positions as well. So looking forward to what's going to be a huge show. But first, Saturday at Sha Tin. It's a jam-packed day on Saturday, so we're racing at Sha Tin on Saturday, and let's have a look at 3 races, team. We'll look at the first race. Race number 7 is the TVB Cup. Hutch, who do you like?
Very competitive race. An Invincible Shield beat a similar field recently, and I've got him marked a marginal favourite over Lucky With You, who's back from competing against the likes of Car Ying Rising. Gustissimo brings in that Invincible Shield form. Swift Ascend does as well, and it doesn't end there. So there's quite a few chances. I like the win, Shane, here from Invincible Shield. Obviously, Patch of Stars has been in good form. How did you sort of rate this race?
Well, he meets him, I think, 4 pounds better, HUTCHI'S, from this run. I thought he had to just use him a little bit to put him in the right posse, HUTCHI'S, and then he pulled a bit, and it was telling at the end. I think from here, probably gate 8, he'll ride him a touch quieter, and he might hit the line a little bit better. But it's a good race, like Invincible Shield, the horse you're tipping's racing very well. He'll get a good run, you would think, from gate 4, similar to that. The top weight you like is a horse coming back in class. He's been running nice races behind, of course, Ka Ying Rising. Well, you're not going to get near Ka Ying Rising.
No, and we saw Beauty Waves, didn't we? Come sort of out of that sort of being beaten a fair margin, coming back and really winning well at the Valleys. So, you know, it stacks up that Ka Ying Rising form as well.
What about the Wonderbar form? Is that the right form as well?
Well, I don't know if he's going as well as I've seen him go. I mean, I love Huey riding him, Shane, but the wide barrier, he's going to go back. I don't think he can give a few of these a start and beat them. That's the issue for me.
Will he go back or will he go forward? Because he's got the pace to go forward.
He could.
I don't think he's going as well as he used to, put it that way. This wasn't a bad run. He got back and he got to the line a little bit without flashing home. It's very hard to in those circumstances. He's had a couple of trials, I think, since then. But no, I've kind of dropped off that horse.
Lucky You with You was going well, I think, for the majority of the season. He's actually racing in amongst that sort of second tier, wasn't he? I mean, he's not been beaten big margins. I think this is a great opportunity for him, and he had an excuse in that smaller field the other day, Shane, when he covered a bit of ground, and the race just didn't work out well for him.
Well, if you take Ka Ying Rising out, he's finishing amongst very good Group 1 horses, you know. Yeah. But you look at him, he's running 6th, 7th, and you go, oh, he's not going that good. But it's the circumstance. This is a lot easier. He's got a good gate, and he'll definitely race closer from that.
And I think that's the key with him. You often see when he runs well, he draws a barrier and can hold a spot, get that nice little bit of smother. But it is a very competitive race. I mean, I agree with what you said on HUTCHI'S as well. He probably had an excuse the other day. The tempo wasn't strong, but he is very explosive with his ride, isn't he?
When he explodes, he can, but he can't maintain it. And if he pulls a little bit early, he doesn't have it the last 100.
Hutchie's got 3, 1, 10, 11. Who have you got on top?
Let me see here. I'm going to go HUTCHI'S 7, Invincible Shield, Gustissimo 10 and Swift Ascend.
He's one that's not far away, Swift Ascend, Shane. He's actually been running pretty well, hasn't he? Closing off strongly, so he could run a bit of a race.
Actually, I got it wrong before. Lucky with You for You's drawn gate 3. The 10 has drawn gate 1, and he'll get a good run and race closer.
Let's move to race number 9 here, and it's over 1,000 metres at Class 3. Who do you like?
Yeah, gee, it's some competitive racing, but you had to be very impressed with this horse, what he did on debut. Not many win in the manner he did. City Gold Banner, I might mark him a little short at the moment. I got him $3, but I'll tell you what, it's very competitive for the minors. Sparkling Fellow, he could have nearly won the other day. Pie Legend is trialled well down the straight, comes out of a good Happy Valley form race. Turquoise Velocity is another one. Look, he was very impressive here, Shane, wasn't he? City Gold Banner.
He was extraordinary. He looked good. Second horse this day ran well with no luck. So, you know, he would have run him closer, the second horse, if he had got out sooner, but he's not in it, of course, Unique Star.
We've seen the horse trial since as well. He seemed like a child, City Gold Banner, I'm talking about since that run.
He's nice. He's trialled well. I don't think Clinty's going to be $3. I think he's going to be less than $3.
Yeah, no, I think he will. I mean, I'll probably bring him in a little bit from that mark. Also to note, we're on where the rail is this time around, they won't have that false rail, so the outside fence will generally be a lot better as well, Richo.
Okay, so that's worth noting there. So it's drawn barrier number 5 there in City Gold Banner. It's going to take an absolute power of work. What about Side Hermoso?
I think Sotomoso's a very consistent sort of gallop, of course. He was well in the market the other day, Shane. I didn't see too many excuses for him. He's going to need to improve off.
He kept coming. He ran 3rd or 4th or whatever it was, but he kept coming. Here he is in behind. You've got to get cover on this horse. When he's out in the open, he doesn't quicken. He does too much work mid-race. Get cover, he'll hit the line. And he did, but he's getting to his mark.
And I thought there was an excuse for We Are Here. He ran into a bit of traffic.
Yes, he did.
He's drawn the wrong side here. It's going to be a little bit tougher for the horse in the yellow colours closing off, but we know he's a straight course specialist.
Yep, but you see Sotomoso's getting to the line well here.
Yep.
He's racing well.
Here's a race with potentially part of the speed. I think Pie Legend might be a little bit closer Parents love Shane. I think he might be on his mark. Now, the horse that I couldn't get my head around, Metro Power, what do we do with this horse? Is he a fresh horse? Is he just
He's a fresh horse.
Is he just a Sha-Tin horse?
He's a fresh horse.
Right.
First up, you want to be on him every time, first up. Second up is just a no-no. Yeah. He loses 10 lengths somehow. Right. And I don't know how, but he does because he trials all right in between. But he's done it 2 or 3 times now. But fresh, he's outstanding.
And the advantage for him might be where he's drawn. We mentioned that rail, like there's no false rail, so he'll get that good spot on the outside, which is at least worth a couple of lengths. But I couldn't work him out. He's a hard one.
So you're 2, 12, 11 and 14, Golden Boy. What do you think?
We'll be similar. It's not a hard race, this. I'll go City Gold Banker from Sparkling Fellow's side of Misso. Now, the 14 here went terrible the other day.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but he went bad. His action was terrible.
Right.
But he won his first start and looked good. Went no good. Do not know why. Action was bad. Nothing wrong with him, apparently. He's trialled since then, and he's trialled really well.
Yeah.
He's not the worst, that horse. And he's got an outside gate 11 he'll run.
I like the Quinella there, though. I think Sparkling Fellow and City Gold Banner, I think you could, even if you're playing the exotics, you can banker around those two.
We get to race number 10, Zach Purton on Mighty Mars, Huey Bowman on Glittering Legend. And you're with Zach again here.
This horse has sort of caught my eye in his first 2 runs for varying reasons. He hasn't had really the tempo. He's been negatively ridden. He won a trial recently. Zach put him straight on the bunny, and he went really well. I know Shane's been a big fan of Lucky Sam Gore. He's got to be a good chance. China Wim's thriving. Natural Numbers was another one that ran quite well recently. So we'll take a look. I'll let you take it away with Lucky Sam Gore. And Natural Numbers was good in this race as well, Shane. But, you know, this horse is absolutely flying at the moment.
The thing with Lucky Sam Gore is he's got a jockey change. Jerry rides this horse so well. I think he's had 4 rides on him for 4 wins. And he just gets him back. From gate 3, he'll race closer. The other 2 kind of had their chances, the Natural Numbers and Endured. But they're racing well, and they've definitely got a chance in this race.
I thought Natural Numbers was okay. I mean, this stage of the prep, he got just held up at a little stage in that race. Here's a look at Mighty Mars. Now, he just got too far out of his ground. And the key is he's been closing off well at both starts. He does need to improve on his speed figures, but the way he trialled recently when he was gunned from the barriers, put in a spot, I think that's what we will see Zach do. Not necessarily lead, Shane, but he's going to be a lot more positive.
He'll be positive for sure. On his trial he was, and he trialled very well. He's definitely got a chance. His 2 runs were good. With Zach, I think he's got gate 8. Doesn't look to be a lot of speed in this race, looking at it. He'll be going forward on him for sure, and he's definitely got a chance.
So Legend Winner draws the coveted pole there. So one of 2 runners for Mark Newnham. Who else wins?
You're right. You're right, Shane. There isn't much pressure in that race, is there? So
no, there's no pace in this race. Yeah. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised him and a sack ended up in front. This horse is going good, Clint. This, without compare, his last couple of runs have been all right. He gets back a bit and he just keeps grinding to the line. He's not far away from running in the money or maybe winning one.
Yeah, we had something on him this day. Super Express was huge off a wide trip. He was gallant. He kept coming to the line. He's going really well, I agree with you, with the right stable as well. And talk about horses that are going well. Well, China Win showed the Sha-Tin win was no fluke. He absolutely bolted in at Sha-Tin. He got the right run that day, but he chased the hot speed here, Shane, and he went well. I know he's back a fraction and trip, but he's nicely weighted in this.
Yeah, he is. He's a nice horse. He's going higher. He's got a couple of things against him. He's up in weight now, of course. He hasn't got the 115 pounds. He's got 124. And, of course, he's got gate 14. Where's he going to end up? I think he's going to go back.
Right.
You know, and if there's no pace, it's not going to be easy. He's not a horse who quickens. He just keeps coming, you know. So, don't know about him, but it wouldn't be a surprise if he won.
What are your numbers in race number 2?
Lucky Sam Gore, even though he meets them quite a bit worse, like 8 or 9 pounds, I'm going to go from him, from Endured. I think Lucky Sam Gore will race a lot closer in this race from gate 3. He doesn't have to get all the way back. Natural Numbers and without compare, but Mighty Mask, the horse you said, is the horse to be watching for sure.
Okay, our star power guest, a young man who's certainly had an incredible last 2 years in Australia and is about to call Hong Kong home in Ethan Brown.
Snap Dancer in full flight. Away game into the clear. Away game chasing Snap Dancer. Snap Dancer kept going at any old price, and Snap Dancer takes out the Sangster.
150 metres to go. Ray Magnerio, and she's bulletproof, and Jimmy Star are coming hard. She's bulletproof with Jimmy. Jimmy over the top has dropped from the sky to win. As they reach the 200, it's Light Infantry Man by about a length and a half. 2 in second are Tissue Zardozi to 9 knowledge. Light Infantry Man's out toughing them. 100 metres to go, a length and 3/4, and it's Light Infantry Man. Brutally run race, but Light Infantry Man's the stronger.
He's a young man in a hurry, 10 Group 1s on his CV already, and most of those been in the last couple of years. He has been the Group 1 winning jockey in Australia to follow outside of James McDonald. His name is Ethan Brown, and he's about to make his way to Hong Kong at the end of this season, coming up over in April. Hey, Eth, thank you for joining us on the show, mate, and congratulations. What a great achievement for Hong Kong racing to say, we want Ethan Brown, mate. Must be a huge thrill for you.
Yeah, it is for sure. It's always been at the back of my mind, Hong Kong, but timing was always the most important thing. And yeah, I mean, when I got the phone call from Terry Bailey, it was a no-brainer really. Through the winter here, yeah, see what I can do up there. It'll be a new challenge for me, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, a great challenge though for you as well, Ethan. And you're certainly heading up there, but you're riding. You know, I know it's a short career you've had so far, but in career best form, the CV's looking pretty good at the moment, and you're a real hot property, so you must be pretty happy about the way things are going for you at the moment.
Yeah, things in the last probably couple of years have blossomed a bit for me. Look, I've got really good support behind me, but it has taken hard work to get there, but just making the most of my opportunities I'm getting at the moment, and just trying to leave no stone unturned.
And Nicola Ewan is making its way into the apprentice ranks as well. How much money did you pay Shane Dye for that beautiful article on Idle Horse, giving you a pump up? Was there a transaction, you two?
Look, I can't be brought, you know that.
That's true.
What is your address, Ethan, so I can send you a bill?
I'll forward it to you after the show.
Okay, so if no one knows, I did a story for Idle Horse the other day which stated that Ethan's more or less the best Group 1 rider in Australia. There's 3, Mark, Sarah, James and Ethan.
Yeah.
But the last 12 months in races, he's been the best.
And why?
Because he gambles in races. He doesn't want to cover ground. He gets in, but he'll do things to win races, which jockeys don't do. And he's winning on ordinary horses in group races.
Really?
A lot of them are. You know, they haven't got the form. Jimmy Star, he rides Perth. This is a class, not this race, but in the Everest, Jimmy Star. I had Jimmy Star going back. Everyone did where he was.
Yeah.
He was 3 wide on Car Ying's Rising outside trying to win the race.
Yeah.
Not to place, but to win it. And that's one of the reasons he's one of the best, if not the best, in Group 1 races. I'm not watching midweeks and all that. I don't know. No. But in big races, there's no one better than him at present.
Hey, Heath, that's a nice accolade from a guy who knows a bit about it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm quite speechless after hearing that, but
just one thing, Ethan. This is interesting. Jimmy the Star, when you rode him in the Everest, did you have in your mind before the race you were going to be there, or did you have in the mind you were going to go back?
I wanted to be closer, but he stepped a bit slow, and it was just a split-second decision. I looked across and everyone was dragging back, and it is an Everest, so I thought I'll chance me in and roll forward. And I didn't expect to be up outside Car Ying Rising, but when I did end up there, I did have a grin on my face.
That's why.
Yeah.
See, he changed his mind, did something that he was never going to do, and I just wanted people to understand that. That's what makes good Group 1 jockeys. Yeah. They don't listen to trainers or worry about what stewards thinks. In the split of the moment, you make a decision. Whether it's right or wrong, it is irrelevant, because in that moment, it's the best decision to win the race for you, and he made it there.
And you've got the right horse. Hasn't he been a beauty, Jimmy Star, for you? Maybe you can convince the owners to head across in that meeting where you start in Hong Kong and take on, Car Ying Rising. You could get him.
Yeah, geez, Car Ying's, he's trialling up well. It'd be hard to beat him, but I think Jimmy's he's come back good. He's come back, if not better. So he's in for a good prep. But just to find a horse like him, it's never easy. You know, when I was growing up, you watch all the better jockeys find these good weight for age Group 1 horses, and it's something a jockey only dreams of. And to be able to find one at a young age and stick with him and get the job done on him, it's a really good feeling to be able to do that.
Ethan, you're riding, I agree with everything Shane said, you're riding as well as anyone in the country and clearly going places, or you're already there. But I think back as well into your career and an incident probably, if not all that long ago, 2 or 3 years ago, which was, you know, a huge incident in your career in terms of you were on the sidelines with injury. It was a very sort of serious injury that you suffered as well, and you took a long time away from the saddle. Can you sort of talk us through, you know, that process coming back? I know you came back for a little while, you took some more time off, the rehabilitation, all that type of thing. I mean, you've been through a lot at an early age.
Yeah, definitely. That fall was probably life-changing, I guess. It got to a stage where I was at the crossroads. You either come back and have a red-hot crack, or there's no point coming back at all. So I decided to come back again. And yeah, chips in, just give it my all, and it took a lot of hard work and had to overcome a few obstacles, but yeah, it's paying off now, and I'm glad I come back into it.
Oh,
So are we.
Yeah, so are we, no doubting that. For our Hong Kong audience, mate, tell everyone a bit about your background. I was just telling Shane off air. So take us through how you got involved in racing.
Yeah, so I started working at the stables in Alice Springs, where I grew up. I was too young to get a job anywhere else, so I got a job out at the stables before and after school, just mucking out boxes and leading the horse into the sand roll and all that sort of stuff. And it just stemmed from there. I started riding in the round yard and in the Todd River at the back in Alice. Yeah, and before I knew it, I was doing gallops, and I remember my first gallop, the horse ran about 3 laps on me, flat out. But yeah, like it was hard work because I grew up racing motocross, so going from a motorbike to a horse, it was a big learning curve. But I suppose I picked it up quite quick, and before I knew it, I was trialling, and I done 6 months in Alice race riding, and got an opportunity with Mick Kent here in Melbourne, which I took straight away. It was supposed to be a 3 or 6 month loan period, but I ended up staying, never went back.
Oh, absolutely. And Victorian racing and Australian racing is absolutely thrilled to have you, mate. So that is superb. Talking about speed, you used to be a motocross rider, now you're a jockey. You love speed, and that's going to be the key member of our menu, of course, for global racing on the weekend, because global racing has an eye to Flemington and also racing in the Saudi Cup.
Black Caviar completely in control. It's the Black Caviar of old, all right. Coming to the 200 metres, 2 to 3 lengths in front. Luke Nolan hasn't moved on her. It's awesome. She's clear then from Moment of Change and Golden Archer, but she's back and the legend lives on. Black Caviar by 2.5 Moment of Change.
So the brilliant Black Caviar is honoured with the Black Caviar Lightning Stakes, a race that she won on 3 occasions, and as part of our World Pool meeting. So 1 race from fabulous Flemington and a huge 7 races from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, including the Saudi Cup. We'll talk about that all in a moment. But our focus, while we've got Ethan Brown, is the Lightning Stakes. So 1,000 metres, weight for age down that famous straight at Flemington. As we look at the field, and you'll see that Giga Kick is there. And there with a new rider, if you don't mind, by the name of Ethan Brown.
Yeah, nice little pickup for Ethan, isn't it? And it's exciting to see these 3-year-olds. Tentaris, of course, winner of the Coolmore. Bavock, who was so impressive in the Golden Rose in Sydney last prep, and My Gladiola with that Coolmore form too. So small but cracked lineup.
Oh, it's an outstanding lineup, isn't it? Group 1 class throughout. But Shane, this is the guy that they have to beat. He's first up since this outstanding win in the Coolmore.
I think he's outstanding, this horse. This horse is one of my favourites. He quickens. The day he won at Caulfield, horses do not do that. It's more or less impossible, you know. He picked up 4 or 5 lengths in 2 strides after getting knocked down. He's outstanding. He'll probably race off them with cover and come late.
Yeah, and he's drawn 7 and Giga Kick's drawn 6. So this must be a huge thrill, mate, for you to clean your boots and jump on a superstar in Giga Kick.
Yeah, for sure. No, wrapped to pick up the ride on Giga. Obviously, Tentaris stands out, but you can make a strong case for Giga. I've done a bit of work on him. I think Clayton's kept him fresh enough speed in his legs for this. He trialled really sharp. If you compare this trial to his first trial last prep, or his second one, sorry, I think he was much sharper. He's got that residual fitness, and I think you'll see him perform a lot better over 1,000 first up this time in.
Yeah, and I think Clayton, you mentioned Clayton Douglas, his trainer. I mean, he was very shrewd, I think, in terms of his preparation last time, Ethan. Like, he wasn't tempted to go anywhere. He sort of had a game plan, got the job done there, and I think, you know, he's had this preparation in mind as well, so he's handled him really well.
Yeah, he certainly has, and yeah, I think you summed it up really well there, Hutch. He's just kept him ticking over, and as I said, if you compare those 2 trials, you'll notice that his second trial this prep was much sharper than his second one last prep. So, yeah, you know, without disrespecting Tentaris, I know he's a very good horse, but I think we're in with a great chance.
Is that how you see it? Is it a battle for those 2?
I'm a bit keen on Giga after listening to it. No, look, I think Tentaris, I mean, that explosive turn of foot that he's got. The only thing I'm not sure with Tentaris, you know, the 1,000, I think, is a little bit of an advantage for Giga Kick. I reckon 1,000 metres, he might be just a little bit sharper potentially.
Giga Kick's only win over 1,000 metres was on debut, and that was down the straight at Flemington. So he was a young horse there.
I know, but looking at that jump out,
he looked sharp.
He looked pretty good, yeah.
So the Sydney horses are going all right.
Bivouacked.
And what about Mahona?
Yeah, Mahona.
Should have won last start for sure. Didn't get the best of rides.
Yeah.
But it's had a nice trial since then. Won the slipper, I think.
Golden Slipper winner. So
It's not the
3-year-old
worst.
fillies, it's interesting, 3-year-olds and 3-year-old colts and geldings and 3-year-old fillies have a nice record without a startling record in this race, especially in recent years where it's interesting. We've had some really terrific older horses. So I'll give you some money, Hutch. How are you going to bet in this?
Well, the Quinnella's going to be a big play.
Oh, yeah.
The Quinnella's going to be a big I think Tentaris, he could... We've got some really good 3-year-olds, don't we?
Yes.
Let's be honest. And this 3-year-old crop looks pretty outstanding, and he's right at the top of the sort of echelon of those. And I think Giga Kick sets a really good bar. I think Giga Kick's going to be very tough to beat, but I think Tentaris can do it.
What are you going to do?
Tentaris, I agree with the 3-year-olds. Since I've been back 5 years, there's been no good horses here. This year, I can find 4 or 5 outstanding 3-year-olds. We might be in for a little bit of pleasure and watching some great tussles coming up because they're nice 3-year-olds racing.
Well, Tentaris, I can imagine if it wins, he might not even go to a new market. They might say, OK, either head to the TJ or get ready for Royal Ascot because he'll already be short of a stallion deal here in Australia, but maybe add in the Northern Hemisphere as well as enticing for them. If you're looking for a roughie, I'll just throw a Richo roughie in there. I'm looking for a big price here. Now, Benedetta will surprise many people and you'll get, it'll be $30 plus. However, it is the second preparation for Kieran Maher and he has a great record of horses that he's picked up. You think about Bella Nipotina, in the second preparation when he really understands them, they can really improve. So she might be one that does improve. Hey, Heath, tell us the logistics before we let you go. When do you arrive in Hong Kong? And have you got your head around how you're going to pick up rides and how the system works over there?
Yeah, so I'm aiming to get there on the 20th of August. That's the sort of date we're working towards.
April, 20th of April.
April, sorry, which is Jimmy Starr runs in the All Age on the 18th of April.
Yep.
And yeah, a few days after that. But look, I've got a big autumn ahead of me, I believe. And my main focus at the moment is that. But yeah, I'll wrap my head around Hong Kong when the time's right.
And exciting, I suppose, Ethan. A lot of jockeys want to go there just to ride against some of the world's best. That's it's a real sort of, I think thing to look forward to for the end of probably our season anyway.
Are you going by yourself or taking someone?
Celine will come over with me.
Okay.
Oh,
My
wow.
partner.
So does she just make sure that she's available to do some work over there, or what's going on? Or is she gonna fit into the wife at the club? Avoid Nicole Purton, mate, from your wallet point of view.
Ethan, one advice: it's not like Australia. The thing is, you've got to ride a lot of track work there. You must ride a lot of track work and just keep backing up. That's where you get your rides.
Yep, no worries. I'm certainly prepared to put in the work and give it my all while I'm there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, as the the captain of this ship, I am offering both Clint Hutchison and Shane Dye's services to you. Call them at any time, and we will make sure that you have a great start over there, mate. Good luck on Saturday. Thanks for joining the Triple Trio.
Good luck, mate.
That'd be great. Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me on.
What a star he is. Young Ethan Brown, he's going to have a big future. Interesting. A lot of track work. That's the advice.
Well, you got to get to track work and just talk to the owners, trainers, I should say, not the owners, but you just got to hop on anything. You just want rides. That's what you want. And then it just progresses from there.
It's a big name for Hong Kong. I mean, I know he's a young lad on his way up and it's a good opportunity for him. So it's good for Hong Kong and it's good for Ethan. But I'm so happy that he's getting there because he is the most exciting young jockey in Australia at the moment. And he is, as Shane mentioned, as good as anyone out there, if not the best. It's big words for Raymond, Shane.
I don't say that often.
And you
trust
don't.
me.
That's the thing.
The best thing about him is a lot of good jockeys like to cover ground.
Yeah.
And it's bad. He doesn't cover ground, right? He's looking to save ground. That's going to help him a lot in Hong Kong because, as I've told you from
Especially
day
Happy
one,
Valley.
it's all about saving ground at Hong Kong and not covering it because the horses are so even with the rating system and you can't be wide.
That's fascinating, isn't it? Of course, we've also got racing from a Whirlpool point of view over in Saudi Arabia. So 7 races on the Whirlpool. And the dirt sprint represented with Hong Kong is a self-improvement here. Hutch, I'm not going to put you under pressure here to try to find all the various dangers, but Manfred Mann's taken over self-improvement.
Yeah, well, best of luck to them. With Hong Kong, with some of these sort of second-tier horses, had a bit of luck travelling overseas, a bit harder in Saudi.
Yeah.
I think, he could run a bit of a race, I suppose. But the surface is interesting because this is the surface that Romantic Warrior was narrowly run down last year. And a lot of the jockeys say it's not as testing a dirt track as some of the others can be. Yeah.
Okay, so a different type of dirt or more of an oil-based?
Yeah, I've never ridden this, so I don't know. But I know that Korea, where
Very heavy.
is very heavy,
Yeah.
and they struggle to get through it. And a lot of horses can perform well there, but then put them on another dirt and they don't.
Yeah.
And of course, the other feature is the Saudi Cup, and our eyes go straight, when you look at the field, they go straight to one horse, horse number 3 in Forever Young, that, of course, won the Saudi Cup last year in that incredible battle with Romantic Warrior. So that's where and Ryan Moore is over riding on Saudi Cup Day as well, as we relive this moment with...
Heartbreak.
Yeah, it is
This is
heartbreak.
heartbreak, Richo. This is absolute heartbreak.
However, we know how good Forever Young is. So, yes, Romantic Warrior has been beaten a lip, but he's been beaten a lip by a star.
Absolutely. And Forever Young, they targeted this race for some time and they were contemplating it with Romantic Warrior as well. But it's a shame we're not going to get to see them battle it out. But, look, he's going to be a tough one to beat. I know Bob Baffert's got a very good chance of second elect in the market, but he's a superstar, Forever Young. Have a look how much they spread away from the rest of them.
Thrash the rest there, Sean.
All that way.
And he's racing well too, isn't he?
Yes,
I saw he won not that long
Absolutely flying.
ago.
Yeah, he's flying. He's going to be hard to beat.
And I'll tell you what, you need a little bit more star attraction for Saudi Cup Day. And then you add in your great mate, Ryan Moore, who's over Shane, of course, jumping on a couple of the Coolmore horses.
He had a bit of a holiday, like they all do, the European jockeys. They take more or less all of January and most of December off after Hong Kong. And he had a good break, so he's back now.
Let's find some future winners and also the road to the Hong Kong Derby. The road to the Hong Kong Derby, and Hutch, we saw a winner last Sunday who suddenly emerged, one you were very keen on, called Numbers.
Yeah, he's a nice horse and Shane made a really strong case for him the other day, and I didn't have him short enough. I priced him too big with the weight factor, and he was dominant. I love this ride, Shane, from Derek Long too. You know why? Because he didn't go too slow. He set a good rolling tempo. He made them carry their weight.
Yep.
The G numbers were strong, mate.
Yeah, he is. He's going to put himself right in the derby by racing on pace. It doesn't matter whether they go slow or fast. He can dictate if he needs to. And his form was good overseas.
Yeah, King of Thunder?
Yeah, he had good form here.
Absolutely.
And he's done nothing wrong over there, you know. I don't know whether he'll win the next race, the 1800, but he's going to be more suited in the derby than the 1800.
And he'll be suited in the 1800 too, because I think a few of them do get back a little bit, don't they? So you can go forward. Now, in terms of how it rated, well, look, he didn't improve with me with the adjusted rating, so or marginally, if anything. So that's the key. I mean, the pure speed figure was high. You can see he's on 74.8 there, but he actually ran a very good number for me in the 80s, mid to high 80s, but he only carried 115 pounds, so it just depends how much you want to adjust that. Flow Water Flow 1, he's sort of just outside of that top 10 or 12, and then Blazing as well. So they got a little bit of ground to make up. And with Flow Water Flow, that was for the win too back as well. That wasn't his performance in that slowly run race that Shane mentioned the other day.
Okay, so numbers is in the calculations now, the road to the Hong Kong Derby, and that puzzle is going to get a little easier as we get closer, I would imagine. There'll be a bit of a fall away.
I mean, I think you got, at the moment, you'd say Little Paradise and Numbers. They're the top two seeds, clearly, I would say.
Okay, right now. Future winners with HUTCHI'S form files. HUTCHI'S form files, future winners, Sweet in Defeat file, and Run Timing, who was in the Sweet in Defeat one on Wednesday night, just to show once again how good this file is.
Yeah, won well too, ran some pretty slick time. We've got a few that'll make the files. This was our best on the day, actually, Conrad Patch. Well, I think Jerry Chow's been riding brilliantly. As Shane mentioned, he's doing a lot right. And I think it was an interesting point that Shane made, because he said he's been patient. You can see here, he's in the 1-1. He doesn't want to go yet. And the horse that, I think it was Elegant Life in the pale blue colours, just gets to his outside. You shouldn't really be caught in that position. He's not sort of in two minds. He doesn't want to go. And I think it ultimately may have cost him the race. He's been winning a lot doing what you're saying,
Yeah, actually,
Shane?
funny, here's a classic example. I totally agree. If he had come out at the 500, he may have won this horse.
Yeah.
But by doing, not coming out, if you're watching a lot of his horses, they're hitting the line the last 100 really well, because he's not making that run from the 500 to the 400. This is one case where it may have cost him a win, and you are right.
Yeah.
But long term, he'll ride more winners by doing what he's doing than not. But it's a fine line.
Of course, there will be the odd one that he misses.
That he could miss.
Yeah.
Volanic is one that I think will cover ground. We've got Seamus Storm. He'll be second up. He'll be better next start. Tai Hang Scenery is coming back from an injury. Geez, the sectionals late were great. Falcon Hunter from back and wide. And Refuse to Be English just needs to draw a barrier. All of those will be winning soon. Wow. And hopefully
the last one will be.
Yeah,
just wants a gate.
Yeah.
Zach couldn't do anything from the gate the other night. It hit the line, but as soon as it draws the gate, it's going to be very hard to beat.
Refuse to Be English. So 6 jump in the file, a world record for the SID file.
Yeah.
World record. Talking of world records, strap yourself in. It's idle time. Jockeys, time to assess here. Shane Dyes cast his eye over the rides, and Mr. Positive's found a couple of very positive rides. Who did you like?
Well, Luke will be happy because he gave me a pay here last time he was on, because I don't give him any points.
Yeah.
This was perfect. Lucky Ranger, watch this for a ride. He had the outside gate. He had 14, 13 because one was scratched. He doesn't push him to go forward. The start before he got back, in trials, he's got pace where he can go forward. He just lets the race unfold. He gradually comes across without forcing the issue, and before you know it, he's boom, he pushes that one in a bit, then he comes in and he's one off the fence from an outside gate. That's just brilliant. But he actually wins the race at about the 700 metres. He's got the chance in front of him 3 deep, which is Sack, on the horse Clint mentioned before. And he comes off the fence and there's nothing, or not off the fence, he comes from 1 off to be 3 deep, so he can't get pocketed, and he's following Sack now, which is the right horse. It's just perfect. This is a 10 out of 10 ride the whole way.
Wouldn't change one thing, would you?
You wouldn't
watch
change
it
one
and
thing.
Very happy
And-
because we liked him in
Yeah.
the race, and he's ridden an absolute treat.
And then watch here, he doesn't move on him, he just gradually just gives him a bit of rein, and he doesn't force him until he needs to, and you're starting to get to the 200, 250, and he goes boom, and he quickens. Very good ride. That horse is, Clint, I wrote a story on Idle Horse about 4 weeks ago about computer teams and everything. And it's not about the tip or whatever. I priced him $1.80, that horse, before the races.
Right.
And he was $3.60, $3.90, and as they jumped, the computer teams just went boom to $2. Wow. It wasn't as though he was a tip from a trainer or a jockey. It was because he just rated that horse.
Yeah.
Great ride.
I wanted to ask you one thing about it as well. When you said, like, he jumps well, doesn't push him, but he also doesn't drag him back.
No, that's perfect.
So I think it's a really important thing, because you
it
see a
is.
few of these guys, they draw wide and they just they're too negative.
Too negative. I see that a lot too.
Yeah.
Trying to do the right thing when they're drawn wide, sometimes it's a disadvantage.
What about Ellis Wong?
Well, I thought this was a great ride, and people won't realise this. You watch this. Now, this is a kid, and this is when you know a kid's starting to ride well. He misses the start, and that horse I backed it actually, and I've got no complaints. He normally leads. He would have been told to lead or be in the first 3. When he misses the start, what does he do? He goes straight back and he doesn't push that horse at all, and it is perfect. And I see so many jockeys make mistakes when they've drawn wide, they miss the start, and they go boom, 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 and their race is over. He gets suspended here. It's a bit unfortunate. I thought it was a great ride. He might have deserved time. It doesn't matter. He didn't do much wrong. But the horse gets home because he saved that energy, and if he had gone forward on it, it would have stopped. So well done, Alice. You're starting to learn how to ride correctly and properly, and throw trainers' instructions out the window when you miss the start.
Hey, I'll tell you what though, I mean, you mentioned him on Flying Luck the other day. It was kind of similar how he waited, and then he's starting to pick those runs
He's
a bit.
starting to learn.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. So we look at the votes, and Ellis Wong gets a vote there for a non-winning ride. I
it
think
was
that's
perfect.
important to note.
I like it.
He did everything right
Yeah.
on the horse through unfortunate circumstances at the start where it wasn't his fault. Jerry was spoke. He's riding sensational. 8 winners the last 25 rides. Oh, I'll tell you who else is riding well. Andrea.
At Zenny, yeah.
And Zenny, he's going to another level, so well done.
And
boys.
Lukey Ferraris, he asked for the 3
got
votes
3.
and he's been rewarded there. But
He's
once
jumped
again,
a few.
we see no negative votes.
No. Oh,
Since you've been in love.
Kind of. No, I want to
is
show
a
you
new
something.
Raymond
I
show.
want to show you something. This
Okay.
is negative. You know how
Okay.
I go on the show, you can't win by too far because it costs you a winner?
Oh,
I
yeah.
finally found one.
Okay, what
now
have
have
you
a
got
look
here?
at this. Have a look at Speedy Smarty winning this day a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay, very impressive. Ridden out, wins. You cannot do this. You just can't. And this proves my point, which I'm trying to explain. Now, I don't want jockeys to do anything wrong and get beat. That's the last thing I want. You know, you've got to win and try. But he's won by 5.5 points. Now, he got 5.5 lengths. He got 10 points for this, which is £10.
Wow.
This is him last Sunday. He goes up to win. He's gone from £121 to £131 with a 10-point rating. And he dashes here and he's going to win. But what happens? That extra £10 just stops him from winning. Okay?
Shane,
now,
the master of winning.
now,
the head.
if he-
Yeah, you were the half a head
Watching
genius,
that-
weren't you?
Yeah, watching that, if he had got the £5 or £6,
Yeah.
he wins for sure. There's no risk. You cannot dispute that,
Yeah, no,
right?
no, that's fair.
So by winning by 5 lengths, it's cost him a winner, and that's the winner there. He's lost it.
Yeah, okay.
Simple maths.
Well, it's and do you actually do a margin, or with weights and measures is an interesting discussion point. You see some horse that meets another 3 kilos or 4 kilos better off.
Oh,
in
yeah.
weights. How do you calculate that?
I put every time there's a horse with a different weight after the one, compare the runs and the weights are measured up. That's the one thing I do on my computer.
Okay.
Big time.
It's very heavily, I think, relied on in Hong Kong because you have a smaller horse population who compete against each other regularly on 2 tracks. You get a good feel for the weights. Now, some may be £2 a length, £3, some may be more. Some won't judge it as important.
Yeah.
But it is important.
Is there a formula you use?
Okay, winning rating.
Right.
You see a lot of horses win well and whatever, and they go up, say, 10 points, and they don't win, and then they come back down, and I don't miss it, I know, but just say you miss it, and they win again. You look at their rating, and it's gone from a 51 to a 61, and now it's back to 51, and he's won again. You go, I've missed that. And he's back to his winning rating, and you see that a lot.
You need to go on gut feel a bit, but ultimately about 3 pounds a length.
Yes,
3
that's
pounds
true.
a length is
Yeah,
the way that you
yeah,
calculate
about
it?
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one for, I think, our viewers. I'm always learning, like I was when I walked around Happy Valley with Raymond Shane Dye. We spoke on this occasion all about tactics, but also rail positions, how important they are. So at the start of the 1650 on the A course, and as we get further out, it gets closer to the beer garden. Shane, we don't have a long run to that first corner.
No, if you draw wide, you really got to be alert. You either got to go back or press forward. That many horses, if you draw wide here, at the winning post are 3 or 4 wide, you've got to make your mind up. Do I pull back or do I press on? And if you press on, you're burning energy, so you're hoping they're not going to go fast. But definitely not an easy start to ride when you draw wide.
So we're at the C+ start of the 1650. So the beer garden's been heaving. Of course, the music comes off when the race is on because, of course, equine and human safety is paramount. But you are so close to the action.
I'm walking around here, people are calling out my name. They're actually trying to pat the horse and they want you to take it over them. They're jumping on the fence, they're trying to pat it, and you're about to go in the gates. But look, you haven't got far to the first bend. Totally different to the 1650 on the A track. It's exciting being here. The public are there. They love it. They're involved. They're close to the horse. They're close to the jockey. And that's what brings people back, Richo.
And for punters, where the course is, the A all the way through to C+ is so important for your form.
Very important. When they draw wide on the C or C+3, as you can see, every bend comes up very fast. And it's very hard to win from outside gates. And that's why inside gates have a huge advantage.
And you need dicing on board. Dicing.
20 years ago, not now. I'm fully retired and I'm enjoying life. I'm sure people in the stand all over there could hear the jockeys screaming at each other here. In a lot of races, once you start to turn here, the pressure comes from the outside. Horses that are 3, 4 wide here trying to get in because you can't be wide going out of this first bend. So the jockeys inside are digging up, holding their spots here, but these ones are coming across and there's a lot of calling and screaming and you can hear it. So people standing there watching the races would have an amazing view and listen to a lot of things being said going out of the straight, and there always is.
So we've had this sweeping bend. When is that famous Shane Dye move of swooping around the outside and getting moving? When are you thinking of that?
Well, definitely way back there, and I realise the pace is slow. And I'm on a horse that's very one-paced. I know I can't win if I stay back in the field. So back there I'm starting to think, right, I've got to get myself in a position here that when I enter the back straight up here, I take off and go because the pace is too slow. But you don't want to be covering ground here. But you want to be able to put yourself in a manoeuvre, so once you get here, you can go. When a horse takes off from up here 5 wide, he's covering no ground.
Because we're in a straight. We're about to get to a straight.
You're in a straight run. You know, people say, oh, geez, he was wide. It's irrelevant. It's a straight run. It's around these bends you must save ground.
Okay, Hall of Famer, you straighten up and now you balance your horse. Let's go.
Yeah, but it's not as easy as that, Richo. I know that the horses in front of me, if I'm behind, have all run off here, right? They always run off 2 or 3 horses, but I also know that they run back to the fence. So if I can't get up inside them quick enough, I can't take that run because I'll get knocked down.
Right.
And it's my own fault for trying to take it, right?
So you've got about 100 metres to make that decision.
You've got time to make the decision. Do I cut back to the fence for a run because the leaders are run off, or do I wait for them to run back in and then I take a run in the middle of the track? And that's only something you can decide when you're out there in the heat of the moment. This is the one place they come in Hong Kong once a week to celebrate, have fun. And it's the Happy Valley races. I would send people from Australia here on a Wednesday night and they'd go, oh my God, it's so much fun. But they're close to the animal, they're part of it, and the jockeys know that too. It's very exciting. I just want to show you these people. This is what they do. They go all around here on their knees after a race meeting and fill and tap in the places with small amounts of grass. You don't see this anywhere in the world.
Big news on our social stable is our tour has launched for 2026. And guess what? 40% of the tickets are already gone, so it is going rapidly. That's right, less than $7,000 twin share for the entire week. Scan that QR code. Unbelievable events, 2 incredible race days, a very special Saturday afternoon Sportsman's Day, which is absolutely outstanding. Scan that QR code. Please get involved.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun last year. We're going to have more fun this year, and only a deposit needed now. We can, I said, so lock your spot because they are going pretty quick, Richo.
Lock your spot, put a deposit down, and we'll worry about the rest later. And talking about cheap, $99 is all it costs at the moment for an MRC membership, which you've got an honorary one. John Kenya gave you one for your great services to all things Caulfield racing. So well done to the Melbourne Racing Club. We love that. Also, we are so excited about next Sunday because Caviar Rising is entered 1,400 metres Silver Jubilee Cup.
Wow, that is exciting. And, you know, when I
go
back
race.
and watched Lucky Swaynessa's run in the mile, gee, it was a good run.
It was a really good run.
There.
Yeah.
So, he's coming. I mean, well done to the team with him because he has bounced back in a good way.
And Winfred was absolutely brilliant talking about a united front for world racing at the Asian Racing Conference. Go and check it all out. That's all online. That's worth a view. And next year it's in Auckland in New Zealand. And don't forget also Lunar New Year race meeting, Hutch, February 19.
Yep.
That's a Thursday for us.
Gong hei fat choi. Let's hope the year of the horse brings plenty of health, wealth and prosperity to everybody.
What horse is it?
Is it the fire horse?
It's the fire horse. How do I know that?
How do you know that?
It's only every 60 years, and I was born in the fire horse 60 years ago.
So this is big for you.
Yeah, it's once every 60 years it's a fire horse, and I was born in 66, which was the fire horse.
Wow, he is on fire, and he's going to continue being on fire with our best bets. All right, best bets, fire horse year. What do you got?
So of the year, yeah, I'm an ox, so
of course you are.
I hope the
I'm a
the
rooster,
new year
no
brings
surprise.
us, send all of our best to everyone in Asia for the Chinese New Year. City Gold banner. Plenty of gold around Chinese New Year, and I think there'll be a little bit more next week, but that horse will be hard to beat. And I like Red Sea. This is a really interesting horse for Jamie Richards, of course, in the Cambridge colours. I think the single Quinella in the race with the 5 Harold win, and that's a pretty thin race with chances.
Okay, what do you think?
I'm going to go race 4, Audacious Pursuit. Good gate, race a bit closer. His run the other day was very, very good. But more important than that, what's coming up tomorrow?
You tell us.
It's Valentine's Day. And Richo, I went to the shop and brought you this for your wife.
Here we go.
Look at that.
Here we go.
And I know that you probably forgot, and I worry about you because you're never home. Please give that to her from you.
Thank you.
I won't say anything. Don't mention me. It's your gift to her.
A, that is beautiful. B, I'm concerned that he's hitting on my wife. I'm not ruling that out, Benjamin Button.
Well, at least you got no excuses.
Yeah,
I've got no excuses.
You've got the goods.
It's a cutie.
And trust me, she won't watch the show, so it's good. The secret. Don't tell anyone. Great seeing you, Golden Boy. Good luck, Hutch, on the weekend. Thanks for watching.